How's it going, everybody? My name is DawnSR. I'm a Sonic series speedrunner, and I am super excited to show off, might be a hot take, but what I think is the greatest speedrun of all time. I'm joined by two wonderful commentators, if you'd like to introduce yourselves.
What's up? I'm David, or One David J.
I am Supersonic. I'm also a Sonic speedrunner, but not the adventure era, mostly the classic era.
Yeah, and I don't run this game at all. Actually, I don't run any Sonic games. I run a Shadow game, but that doesn't count.
Close enough. So yeah, this game's going to be pretty explanation heavy at the start. As you can see, there's 3 characters on the screen. 2 of them very execution heavy, and the other one very RNG based, Knuckles, which is why I have the chain. Hopefully it'll bring us a bit of good RNG. So yeah, I think we're just about ready to get into it. I'll do a countdown for time. Oh, all right, I'll skip the cutscene. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Let's go. All right, so starting out, we have City Escape. Everyone knows and loves this stage, except for speedrunners, because I've played this like 10,000 times. This skip is very difficult. There's a skip that we have that saves about 40 seconds. I'm gonna be going for it, but it is a huge reset point, literally like 40 seconds into the stage. It's very nice when you're doing attempts, because you can just hit the reset button, but in person, you know, no reset run, just like this, it's going to be a little stressful, but you know what? If we got to spend a little bit more time in fictional San Francisco, it's all good.
Yeah, so as Don mentioned, the game has 3 different characters. So he's playing Sonic right now. Sonic's very fast, as you can see. I think he tends to be most runners' favorite, other than some people are like super into Knuckles stages. But for the most part, people tend to like Sonic. And I think that's part of the reason why Hero Story is more popular than Dark Story, is because there's more Sonic levels than there are Shadow levels. There's probably some other reasons too, but...
Yeah, there's only 4 Shadow stages. It's borderline criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have added more stages for Shadow, honestly. Like, at least have the same amount as Sonic, you know?
Yeah.
Dark Story is mostly Eggman, I think.
Mostly Eggman.
Yeah.
Yeah, so unfortunately I did miss the inputs for the skip back there on that ramp. It actually takes you out of bounds and sends you flying all the way to this point in the stage, basically. We're just about to reach it right here. The skip would have taken you all the way to here. Like I said, saving about, I think it's more like 30 seconds, but that's over like basically task movement, so it's not really super realistic to expect. But now we're coming up on the truck section. You might remember this if you played this game as a kid. And hopefully, if I play this correctly, this truck is not going to stand a chance in a race. I mean, I'm playing this as Sonic. You would hope that he can outrun a car barreling down San Francisco streets.
Yeah, normally if you're just holding down, it'll like catch up with you and then get close and then slow down. But Don is specifically using spin dashes as much as possible and avoiding catching air on the drops, because that would cause him to lose speed pretty quickly in the air.
Yeah, that went surprisingly well. I didn't fly up into the air once, but it's harder than you would think to let that happen.
Yeah, because you can't see where you're going, so you can't see when it's going to bend down, and you have to, when you start a spin dash, like you're slowing down over time, but you don't stop instantly, so it's, you kind of have to like time it. It's pretty rough.
You have to time it like almost a full second ahead of when you think the hill that you can't see is going to be there.
And here we have the first boss. I don't remember his name.
Bigfoot?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, this one's kind of annoying. There's a strat you can go for where you just jump on the back box here, but obviously I'm not going to do that. Hopefully, this goes well and I don't have to resort to that. We can basically just stun lock him in place over and over, just like that.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to wait for him to land, but you can get enough height to just kind of hit him when he's in the air.
Yep. All right, so we're coming up to my favorite character right here, Knuckles. Instead of going to the goal ring like pretty much every Sonic game, we're collecting 3 pieces of the Master Emerald. And this stage is really cool because there's so many free pieces. Hopefully I'll get one of them so we can show that off. You don't always, oh yeah, perfect.
Oh, nice.
Oh, this one.
Literally directly in the way. Can't get more lucky than that. And we also go and memorize every single hint in the stage, because each hint correlates to, in most cases, 1 emerald location. There's about 100 per stage, so you gotta do your homework if you're gonna learn to speedrun this game.
Yeah, and on some of the other stages, there's like one hint, or a hint will apply to multiple different locations. So sometimes you have to, even when you get the hint, you still have to guess.
Yeah, those are unfortunate. We'll see a lot of those in the next one. Hopefully we won't see an example of that.
Let's
Mind
hope
if I
not.
cut in for a quick second?
Go for it.
We have officially raised over $10,000. Thank you so much for those generous donations to World Central Kitchen.
Yeah, what a great cause. Let's keep those donations going, everybody. Also, yeah, the next run I'm going to be on with Blubbers for Breath of the Wild has a bid war, so go put in money for that if you don't know anything else.
So obviously super quick. That was the first time using Tails. You get a boss fight before level for whatever reason. But you just kind of press B a bunch and Eggman dies.
Nice health back there, by the way.
Yeah, I always grab that right at the end. I don't know, it's a fun little grab in the ending sequence.
Yeah. So now we have the mech stages here. So we're playing as Tails. So he's not going to be flying or anything like that until he gets like the hover booster thing in the next stage. But yeah, Prison Lane, there's like a lot of twists and turns here.
You're going to see him jumping a lot because it allows him to turn without losing all his speed. The mech stages or like mech controls it's pretty easy to lose speed from like anything, and you don't build up speed that quickly, so you want to try and preserve it whenever possible. Also, a nice little fence jump to skip taking that elevator there.
Yeah, that's one of the, like, pun here, but one of the biggest gates to getting good at this stage for newcomers.
Oh yeah, the fence jumps.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you only have one shot, and if you don't time it right, then you have to take the elevator, and it loses, I don't know, probably like 5 seconds.
Yeah, and the enemies will try to shoot you off the fence, too. It's no fun. But funny enough, this is probably the hardest Tails stage in the game, and it's the first one. So welcome to Mech. You're going to have a very hard time.
Would you count that including some of the skips later on, or just like in terms of raw movement?
Yeah, I think like in Glitch was maybe Eternal Engine's harder, but with the skips, you'll see in Eternal Engine, we basically don't play that stage almost at all. But yeah, the mech movement's definitely grown on me. Casually, this is one that people really don't like.
And as a non-runner, I hate it, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's really not intuitive. I'll straight up say that. But once you learn it and you figure out how to not lose speed at all, it's so fun. Okay. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. It's all good. Not a big time loss at all. We're still going to end up with a pretty solid time here.
Yeah, also, something we didn't mention, but a lot of the doors need to require you to kill the enemies before they're open, so.
Yeah, this one's like, it's weird. There's so many sharp turns, which makes the movement weird. And then it's almost like a puzzle stage where you have to figure out which enemies to take out. It's kind of weird. All right, coming up, we have a very cool Sonic stage. Got a ref in Sonic Crossworlds. That's kind of cool.
That is pretty cool, yeah.
This one is scary, though, because you can see that water beneath me. And if you know anything about Sonic games, Sonic does not like water. That's basically a giant kill plane. So I'm going to be really careful not to take a dip in the water.
I mean, he can't swim, so he just sinks.
Yeah.
Here we'll be getting everyone's favorite Sonic power-up, the Light Dash. Definitely very reliable and enjoyable.
Works in every game. Fortunately, we know how to make it work most of the time, so hopefully we won't get a funny Light Dash moment today.
Let's hope not.
Also, this now is probably a pretty good time to mention, I'll be doing the same thing as Joey, donating $5 for every death that I take, like this one.
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
I figured this was a good time to bring it up because it was pretty possible. All right, we'll just go the safe way there. That saves like a whole 2 seconds even if you get it, so it's kind of risky to go for anyway.
Blistering speed time saves.
Sometimes collision is a suggestion in this game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's going to be a big theme in this run, is just going through walls when you really shouldn't be able to. And they're just figured you never would, so they're like, why code collision for that?
Yeah, there he just did like a spin dash jump there on the slope, so it just gives Sonic a lot of jump height and just able to grab that rocket a lot faster.
Yeah, sometimes you can get like certain floors will be very steep, but you can still stand on them anyway. And you can use that to skew your gravity. So you can like walk up the slope that leads up to the missile, and that allows them to spin dash jump and get a ton of height.
Yeah.
You'll see that a lot in Green Forest later, but I won't spoil too much.
Yeah, skewed gravity is going to be a big thing in basically every other Sonic stage coming up, so
oh yeah,
we'll get into it when we get there. Yeah, Metal Harbor is a fun stage. If you saw on that rocket, he goes, missile countdown in 15, fire.
Just instantly.
I love speedrunning.
So good.
Such goofy interactions.
Oh, here we go.
Gotta love this cutscene. This is the only unskippable cutscene that I actually sort of enjoy in speedrunning.
That blue hedgehog again, of all places.
I found you, Faker.
Faker? I think you're the fake hedgehog around here. You're comparing yourself to me? Huh. You're not even good enough to be
I'll
my
make you eat those words.
I love by the way, they cut each other off in like pretty much every language that this game is dubbed in. Like, I feel like that was almost intentional.
It just makes it funnier.
I mean, I guess it makes sense if it was intentional. Like, I could see that being written on purpose.
It just feels like it's not, you know?
Yeah.
All right, so if you know anything about me, my main thing is honestly YouTube content. I make Sonic speedrun content, and the very first video I had that popped off was a video titled "The Hardest Stage to Speedrun in Sonic Adventure 2." And that is this stage right here, so I'm gonna be locked in for the stage. If you do it well, you can beat it in like a minute. But
The stage is crazy.
if you play it casually, it's more like 2 minutes. So that just shows you how much we've optimized this stage. And most of that difficulty is going to come down to 3 separate wall runs that I'm going to be doing. So I'll kind of lock in. I'll let you guys take over here.
Sounds good. So for the first part, we're just going to be spin dashing through this tunnel here. And then we're going to be arriving on this first instance of a wall run, I believe.
Oh, no, just kidding.
Never mind.
Collision said no.
There's a wall run you can do up, I guess, an invisible wall on the side. It's supposed to kind of be that tree, but you also run on air as well.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny, but it's like a short one, so it just skips that rope. Here he skipped the trigger that would have put him in automation for that loop, so he could just skip most of the loop. Here's on the wall run. So yeah, he was running up that slope, so he had skewed enough gravity that when he gets to the basically vertical wall, the game still treats it like a slight incline compared to where he was at. So it's enough that he can run on.
Okay, now the main part of the wall
Coming
run
up, yeah,
comes
the
right
biggest
here.
wall run right here. So he sets up, super tight angle here.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Fortunately, there's a checkpoint right there, so you can retry it a couple times.
Yeah.
And this is worth giving it a couple tries because A, it saves a lot of time, and B, it's really cool. So obviously up to Dawn for how many times he wants to give it a shot.
I'll probably try this one more time because, like you said, it is a really cool.
Yeah.
But it's so hard. It's so precise. And I'm going back to those springs to reset the camera trigger. Otherwise, it will not work with me.
Yeah, I thought you were trying to die and reset.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so you just run up this tree. You're supposed to take a bunch of springs, and then you jump off, and there's an even bigger skip here as well.
Nice.
So that skips a pretty good portion.
Yeah, and it's pretty much all automation as well, which is why it's really nice to skip it. It's just super slow.
Yeah, in general, automation stuff is slow compared to any other movement you can do.
I'm gonna do one last one here, hopefully. Okay, never mind. I was supposed to spin dash into that, but it just popped me up instead.
Yeah, if you hit
worked
that
out.
tree just right, then you can basically do a spin dash jump off and skewed gravity and skip that last spring as well.
Not too bad.
A minute and a half, so that's still pretty good.
Yeah, we take those. All right, so coming up, we have Pumpkin Hill, which is perfect because we're in October. What a great time to show off this stage. We're very in the spirit of the holiday. And this is going to be, like David mentioned earlier, there's some ambiguous hints that can really tell us 3 locations, and I have to just guess. So hopefully we don't get owned by that. It's very easy because there's a lot of them in the stage, but we'll see what kind of
There's also
RNG we
a
get.
very small thing. You can skip the cutscene for grabbing the power-up if you get the hint monitor at the same time.
Yeah, I got probably the worst one in the game, so I sort of manifested that, honestly. Oh, and we get another one. RNG is not in my favorite.
Oh, that was one of the ambiguous ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he started to go over there and he saw that the location monitor didn't turn on, so he went over to the other one instead.
I guess I did not go far enough. There we go. All
You're
right.
talking about manifesting bad luck. I've got a good luck donation for you.
Ooh, let's go.
$50 from Courtney Rail, who says, have to donate during Sonic. Good luck on the run, Dawn, and may Nux bring you luck. Putting this
go.
towards Lucario and Breath of the Wild, which is the closest option to Sonic in the bid war for the next game. Oh, and trans rights.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Lucario is kind of like Sonic. I'll take that.
Yeah, I can see that.
And you're supposed to blow that box up, but you can just punch it.
I like how you just punch through the bars and just grab it that way.
He just reaches his hand through and grabs it. It's pretty funny on the Dreamcast version of the game, actually. If you do the spiral uppercut, his hitbox triples in size. So you can grab stuff from basically on the side of that platform. Unfortunately, they patched it out in the later ports, but it's really funny when you play the Dreamcast version.
So we got another tail stage here. This stage relies on, there's a global cycle that's going on for certain pillars that you're supposed to ride up. And the goal for basically a good run for it is trying to hit it's called Zero Cycle, which I think was faster than the previous fastest cycle. Then people figured out that they could hit it, so then they called it zero cycle.
Yeah.
Or some people, I guess, call it task cycle. Or I think people used to call it that. I don't know if anyone calls it anymore.
Yeah, it's just zero cycle these days, because what's below 1?
But now that he has the hover power up, you're going to see that a lot, where he's going to be jumping, and normally if you just press and hold A, then you don't start hovering until you start falling. But if you just release and repress A, then you can use the hover to get you more height. And if you pause buffer it, then you can like input A again without having to like wait the frame to release the button and repress it. So you can get even more height by pause buffering, at the cost of obviously just like a little bit of time to pause.
Yeah, and I've optimized this stage a lot, like that little rail hop I did there to cut out as many pause hovers as possible. In theory, if I do the stage well, I should only need to do the one that I've already done.
Yeah.
So if you see another pause, that means that I've made an error.
Yeah, and pause buffering used to not save any time because the category was timed on like the in-game time. And since the timer pauses, it wouldn't matter. But there have been some changes to it where now it's like loadless, which is basically in-game timer plus pauses.
Yeah, menuing is what we essentially boiled it down to. Any pauses, or if you're in the in-game menus, which you won't really see much in this run, hopefully. Yeah, so we got through that pretty clean. We actually got zero cycle, which, funny enough, my good friend Trader put this into perspective. Zero cycle saves as much time as Green Forest wall run.
It's actually a lot, yeah.
It is significantly easier than Green Forest wall run, so get good at this stage, because people always forget about it.
That is a good point, yeah.
Yeah, since Tails doesn't move that fast, like any time saves you can do with him are a big deal.
All right, yeah, I'm pretty happy with this mission street, actually. Let's go.
Yeah, that was good.
Very solid stage there.
All right, and we're coming up on my personal favorite stage in the game. I love Knuckles, if you couldn't tell. Like David mentioned, they literally have full runs that are just playing Knuckles stages over and over.
Yeah, the Knuckles Centurion.
Yep, where you play 100 Knuckles stages back to back to back. Great practice category, great for fun, and this is my favorite stage of them all. There's actually, in this cutscene, you can see quite a few free pieces if they're there, which is just a piece that is out.
Oh, I see
that
one.
one. Yep. Window on a roof, so I won't even need a hint for that one. I'll just go straight there.
It's nice how they have like they just stand out.
Yeah. You're not supposed to be able to get that fully without raising the water level, I'm pretty sure, right? But if you jump off that box just right, then you can barely get it.
Yeah. Okay. Weird set. I've played this stage way too much, and it's it's weird to get a set that kind of confuses me. Very rare.
This level's got some cool tech. There's like some clips out of bounds you can use to get to like pretty awkward rooms.
Okay, well,
like this
almost
one.
got that one. I didn't need it. It was mostly just for the flex, so that's fine.
There's some wall runs you can do off the. There's like, not fences.
Yeah, those little signs. You can
Signs,
kind of
that's
see
what
it in the back there. They're like slanted towards the wall.
Yeah, and you can wall run up them to just like run up the side instead of climbing, which is a lot faster.
Yeah.
Knuckles actually runs really fast, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if there was a movement stage with him.
That would be pretty nice, actually.
Yeah, the one movement stage that they have in Cannon's Core is just underwater the whole time. It's like, what is the point, man? All right, shout out to Route 101, actually a real highway in California.
Yeah.
This is just what it looks like.
I was gonna say it doesn't quite look like this.
So I'm actually going to show off something pretty cool here. This is a GDQ classic. I think all the way back to the Talon days when Talon was doing runs on stage. I'm going to wait a little bit. I can do it here, but I'm just going to be safe.
In the meantime, what he's doing is he lost grip and he's skidding by snaking back and forth. And he got it.
Okay, there we go. So they didn't animate Tails like at all because you would never normally see him. It's just the back of his head. But now you can watch as he stares into your soul.
He never blinks.
Not a once.
It's funny how it's like so stationary, but you're just like moving the car.
Yeah, but as long as you maintain this lost grip, then you'll preserve the speed from the boost longer or from going down slopes or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's quite a bit faster. And you can only lose grip from like the places where you drop, catch air for a sec. But once you have that, you can maintain the lost grip for pretty much the rest of the run.
Yeah. One question that people always ask for this is, we flipped back, unfortunate. Wait, I could do this again. Let's go. Oh no, we're so slow, this is not worth, okay. It took it away anyway, it's fine. But yeah, they always ask if your controls reverse, and for some reason they don't. the model just turns around and the gameplay stays exactly the same. It's really interesting. But yeah, for the rest of the stage would probably be a good time for some donations.
Oh, you've got a lot of love coming in. We have $25 donated to WCK from Cutie Monica, who says, as a lifelong Sonic fan, Adventure 2 Hero Story was most of what I played when I was younger. So I'm here to see it get destroyed. Also, Sonic the Hedgehog says trans rights. We also have $150 from Z the Hero. Hello, live from TwitchCon. Can we get a 10K donor hype? Thank you for that. $5 from Lord Giblet. Go, Don, go. I'm so proud of you. Love your shirt, too. Go, Whooper, go.
It is an excellent shirt. I don't know how well the camera shows it.
So, for anyone who doesn't know, that's my fiance right behind us right now. Thank you, Gabby. She got me this shirt, so
Nice.
it is amazing. I'm glad to show it off on stage. It's so cool. I got so many compliments on it on the way over here on the trolley.
It's a nice shirt. You have good taste.
All right, so we're heading into basically Route 101's like the halfway point of the run. This is what we call second half. We'll sometimes grind this part out because this part is the hardest part of the run. We have the hardest mech stage, the hardest speed stage, and the hardest hunting stage back to back to back. So again, I'm gonna lock in, and hopefully this goes well. Yeah, this section's very difficult.
Yeah, this stage has a lot of like jump hovering or pause hovering for quite a few like big skips. If you can get onto this fence, which doesn't, you only have a couple tries there because you're trying to hit a cycle later on with a platform that's like raising and lowering, and you have to land on it when it's lower. So if you don't get it first or second try, then you have to take this alternate route here.
Yeah, and it's not really worth considering how risky it is for most runners. It only saves like 2 or 3 seconds over what I just did.
Oh, really?
And it is so scary. I mean, and if you die, like there's no checkpoint up to this point unless you go the intended route. So it's just not even worth it.
Yeah, one thing you have to be super careful about with mech stages is for some reason when you're hovering, if you collide with a wall, it like stops your hover and you just plummet to the ground really quickly. So if he's like trying to land on these platforms when they're, but he's slightly too low, if he doesn't make it, then he just instantly dies.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. The biggest thing for this stage at this point is breaking these doors quickly. And for some reason, they gave the doors iframes. Why? So unnecessary, because there's already a cooldown on Tails' bullet as well.
Is the iframe longer than the cooldown between bullets, or?
I think it's less. So it doesn't even really matter.
Like, is there a way to trigger? Like, maybe if you're like moving forward quickly, then like you could get 2 shots off. And...
I guess it must be longer because I've definitely had it happen to me quite a few times.
Here's a pretty big skip. You can get up here without destroying those bombs, so you can get onto this platform. Just get a ton of height. I guess it's not like a huge distance skip, but it's very unintended. And just getting enough height gets you out of bounds.
Yeah.
Pretty nice wall too, actually.
Walls are suggestions.
Oh, he missed one of the bombs there, so...
No. All right. Yeah, not too bad for this stage, but can certainly do a bit better. Pole hop was a bit scary, so I decided to opt out of that.
It is a rough stage, as he mentioned, so you got through it.
Yeah, sub 2, can't complain about
And
that.
there's lots of ways to die in this level, so getting through without deaths is always solid.
That was the main objective here, absolutely.
No deaths with the huge kill plane.
Speaking of, same thing with Pyramid Cave. There's just a massive gap pretty much over the whole stage. And honestly, this stage, it's mostly pretty invisible time loss. Like in these tunnels, I've spent hours just trying to figure out because where the tunnel curves is actually like considered a downhill. So if you stay on just the right part of the tunnel the entire way, you're actually building speed while you're going through it. And it is a very obvious point of time loss once you've figured it out.
There's like a funny thing about those dash panels too, because some of them will actually give you speed, others will just slow you down as well.
Yeah, they actually put you to a set speed, and sometimes it's really high, sometimes it is awful.
Yeah, so Don just grabbed the bounce bracelet, which is probably one of the strongest Sonic power-ups.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of really interesting uses. If you do that, you can just like bounce and get a ton of height by spin dashing into a wall and bouncing. I think there's a little bit more to it, but
yeah,
here you're supposed to get like a object to open this door, but you can just kind of clip through instead with a pretty precise setup.
Yeah, funny enough, you can literally just spin dash on the ground and make it through, but it's really precise. So I wouldn't recommend doing it that way.
And then these hourglasses that he keeps hitting throughout the level, they control these doors. So he hit one at the top, and he has to make it down in time, which no sweat there getting down. Here we have snake skip, so it's another skewed gravity skip. It lets you land like here on the side and just jump off, and it skips quite a bit of automation going through that loop and stuff like that. So it's a nice time save there.
Yeah, bounce is so broken. I mean, it allows you to do super bounces and skewed gravity whenever you want. Like in Green Forest, we had to use the loop speed to do it. Now we can just do it whenever we want.
Yeah, just one more skewed gravity skip here, just to skip the launch panel.
That's a scary stage, so I'm glad to be through it.
Yeah, you made it through pretty well, so that was good.
Yep. All right, but we're not done yet with the gauntlet just yet. We have Death Chamber, which is just as scary as the name entails. And we're probably going to be doing a lot of dying. I think so far we've only had one death. This stage
Other than a few pause resets.
Yeah.
But
this stage,
just like actual ones.
yeah, this stage is gonna most likely add plenty because there's actually a death strat that you can do, very living up to the name of Death Chamber. And honestly, this is not a death strat piece, so we might not see it at all.
Yeah, so since the stage is so big and it's got so many doors to get through and just it's really slow to get around, sometimes it's faster to just like basically reset by dying. And if you pause reset, you'll lose your key count. But the keys kind of act like checkpoints where if you die, you'll keep the number of keys that you have. There's also some pretty cool out of bounds, which Dawn got there. So he's going to a completely different part of the stage, much faster than he could traverse normally.
Yeah, this is a really odd set. This is like very different from the normal Death Chamber, but it's cool movement to be able to show off. And I might be taking a death here, absolutely. I could do a hard out of bounds trick, but it would probably be faster to just do it this way. There's also a chance for a red piece to spawn here, which we did not get, but this isn't far off yet either, so.
So here we get to see another out of bounds, which is pretty cool. He uses that box to get behind it without destroying it, and it kind of pushes him out. And then...
All right, I'm gonna go for the risky way to grab this.
Oh,
It's closer.
nice.
So some of the dig pieces, you don't actually even need to dig for.
You'll just see it out in the middle of nowhere. Just go right into it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird how they coded some of them. Some of them they hard coded where if you don't dig, you don't get it, even if you're out of bounds where the key is. And some of them are like that. I have no idea why. And if you
Different developers working on it, and one of them didn't get the message that they added this dig mechanic.
possible. If you've been playing Sonic Crossworlds, you hate this guy as much as I do. He's basically the blue shell in Crossworlds. I can't believe it. Yeah, I saw a tweet where someone was literally like booting up SA2 just to punch this guy around a little bit.
So Dawn went for a damage boost there. Normally you're supposed to wait for a while until he charges up like this big fire blast. But by digging and basically tanking that fireball that he threw, it allowed him to get to the small ghost that was holding the hourglass. So that opened up the ceiling doors, which revealed the light, which makes King Boom Boo targetable. And he kills him here in one cycle. Normally he speeds up after you hit him once, and it's really hard to hit him more than once per cycle. But if you have a good angle on the stick, you can keep up with him and one cycle him.
Yeah, I don't really even know if that was intended. Like, they probably knew it was possible.
Yeah, because I remember playing it as a kid, and like you can only really get it once per attempt. But
Yeah, and that fight is long if you mess it up.
what's the deal with this reset here?
So I'm resetting here because it actually slows down Egg Golem's attacks, and that gives me just enough time to get that profit bounce off.
Interesting.
These are essentially weird versions of mock bounces that just send you flying into the air. This is actually a slightly slower strat, but I helped develop this technique to do it, so I wanted to show that off. And it really only loses a few seconds to one of the hardest strats in the game.
Yeah, this is probably the hardest boss in the game, right? You think?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. This or Biolizard maybe, but that's not even in this run, so.
Yeah.
And yeah, a 29, most Hero Story runners would be totally fine with the 29 with super bounces, so it is more than fine with this strat, and it is 100% consistent, so I vastly prefer that. I'm top 5 in the game with that strat, so you could totally do it.
Yeah, Dawn nailed the super bounces.
All right, so we're heading on to Eternal Engine, entering the space section of the game. This is the last zone, if you want to call it that, in the game. And we're going to be coming up to a trick that you're not going to believe me when I tell you the name. But you just have to believe me.
It's a good name.
It is a good name. It's
very
goofy.
fitting.
And you see both of those boxes up there. It's called Bofa, because you break both of the boxes. And I didn't get it first try, dang.
No right Bofa.
Yeah, I'm not going for it. I'm not. It changes the camera so much.
Yeah. Yeah, there's 2 boxes on the right side. You can go for it, but most runners don't because, yeah, like Don mentioned, it changes the camera. And you have to be pretty careful with where you're flying out of bounds. So you have to forget where you are. And
Also of note, it is actually confirmed. We've done the science. First try is legitimately harder, and it's because of the order that the boxes load in. If you spawn at that checkpoint, somehow the top box loads first. It doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. It makes it significantly easier when you die from that checkpoint. So first try, like it's really hard to get in a run this deep into the game. But yeah, it's a pretty big point of time save for most people.
So yeah, we're just kind of floating here, and then eventually we'll just kind of drop down and go right into the goal ring.
yeah, probably have time for like 1 or 2 donations while we're floating.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Sure thing. $10 from Yoshizilla with the comment, I may not be there in person, but I had to make sure I donate during your run. I'm so happy for becoming friends with you and getting to see you rock all these speed runs. You've put so much work into what you do, and it makes me happy to see you on the GDQ stage again. You're awesome, Dawn. Keep up the great work. Also, hello there, Supersonic and David.
Hey,
Thank you, Yoshi.
We also have $25 from Pina Maulada, who says, best game to speedrun. Much love for Sonic. Less than 3.
Oh yeah, I love SA2. This game is awesome. Also, I'll do the early shout out. Go check out the SA2 SRC if you want to learn to speedrun this game, or go to the Discord if you have questions and stuff. This game is awesome. The community is cool. I'm a mod there, so if you have any questions, feel free.
yeah, the community is very welcoming. A lot of runners, and would recommend.
Absolutely.
As someone who doesn't run the game, I would definitely recommend running the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to get you in on this at some point.
Look, and I know this character I'm playing is intimidating, but you don't have to learn everything from the jump. It is plenty fine if you just get all the hints. The game literally tells you where the stuff is, so. And speaking of, we are in the very last Knuckles stage right now. I'm actually getting a really solid pattern.
Yeah, this is good.
Okay, bottom is a little far, but this is like, I can't complain. This is
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Usually you want to take the least amount of rockets as possible, and I only had to take 2 there, which is pretty ideal. If you have to go to the middle area and then to the top, or to the bottom and back up to the top, you're losing a ridiculous amount of time for nothing of your own. So this has been pretty good RNG this run. I think the chain worked.
Definitely a good luck charm for that.
The good luck donation actually is what did it, I think.
That too.
That's what turned it, because it was bad luck before that.
That's true. We did have some weird ones in there.
So here we have Rouge fight. Basically, he'll be stun locking her on the ground. And
Yeah, this is a fight you definitely want to get right. I mean, obviously, but
yeah, if you're not familiar, this ground area opens up to lava, and then just kind of like pushes you up, and you can only stand on the like the sides of the room, and then she's like throwing like specials at you constantly, and it's a mess. If you don't get it right here at the start, then it's like worth resetting over.
yeah, I think it opens up at like 20 seconds or something. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah, it's around 20 seconds that it opens up. So.
Yeah, it's an easy fight until that opens up, and then it is like one of the worst boss
Then
fights
it's
in
a
the
complete
game.
mess.
All right, so now we're pretty much done with Knuckles and Tails for the most part. We have one more Tails boss after this, but they're pretty much done for at this point. But we have one major skip.
Yeah, this level is sick. It's very fast. It's got these gravity skews. Definitely going to be doing some of them out of order. Like, you're supposed to be the other way around there on the ground, but he's on the ceiling. But
The game doesn't know that. The game's like, oh, we'll just have you go through it, no problem.
you're supposed to
I'm
flip
glad that
gravity
fixes
like
you.
twice here to get here, but you can just jump instead. That checkpoint, the hitbox that's is upside down, is just completely messed up, and it's really hard to hit. So like Don ran straight through it the first time, and here's the big skip. He's got to hit like a very precise angle here. He's got to focus up on.
Okay, that felt like a weird angle, but we're out of bounds, so we should be good.
Yeah, so he had to dodge like multiple kill planes there, and
Yeah, you're essentially weaving in and out of them. It's kind of ridiculous.
yeah, he's gonna fall through the back of this goal ring here.
Nice.
And it does
Nice.
kill him, but it also, since you collect the gold ring, it works. So
That is probably like one of the hardest skips in the game as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
crazy
it-
gadget, super skip, I guess. CJS.
I think it's just skip.
Oh yeah,
Sounds
it was one of the two.
Genius name. We already had a skip, so we're gonna skip the skip.
I guess it makes sense, yeah.
It makes sense in a goofy sort of way. It's this community.
Yep.
This is the community that has a trick named Bofa.
Yeah, and Eggman 2 is probably the hardest rival fight.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a manipulation that will hopefully make it very easy, and I missed. Let me see, I can fix it, maybe? Sorta? How did that not hit him? Okay. So we manipulated him a little bit, but we're still kind of having to play on the fly a little bit. All right. A little slower than I'd like, but that's okay.
Yeah, made it through.
Yeah, this fight in particular is very difficult because there are no rings that you can collect, so you just have that one health bar. And that special move that Eggman does is
Yeah,
like
that
a
giant
giant laser.
Yeah, and it blocks your shots too. You can't even shoot through the laser, so normally you'd think you could just tank it, but yeah, it's an annoying fight.
And this is the last level before Shadow 2, which is the final boss.
Yep.
This level's pretty sick too. It's got some out of bounds, like large skips, avoiding some kill planes. Don's gonna be going for a fairly consistent one.
Oh, I am going to be going for OBT.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I was going
Yeah,
for it.
there's only a few people in the world that can do this trick consistent enough to actually try it in a marathon, and I'm one of them. I'm definitely not the best at it, but we're going to give it a shot. It's never been shown up at GDQ before, so I'm going to walk in. Oh, no, I rail switched. Okay, so I'm going to give this probably 2 more tries, and if it doesn't work out, it's all good. We'll go for the consistent one. But yeah, this is incredibly difficult.
Is it worth hitting the checkpoint earlier on?
So the issue is, for whatever reason, this game does have like a free and auto camera. And for some reason, when you respawn from a checkpoint, you actually get free cam, which changes the trick significantly. So I kind of have to do it from the start. I'll probably make this my last attempt at it, but let's give it a shot. So I'm trying to avoid like 3 different kinds of kill planes there. I wasn't even able to get out of bounds, unfortunately, but it's all good. We'll just go ahead and show off the regular one that is still plenty cool.
Yeah, and still plenty difficult.
Yeah.
More consistent is still, well, I mean, it's consistent if you play well, which is the hard part. But
Oh no. Okay, we can still do this. It's just gonna be weird.
Yeah, this looks totally normal, by the way. This Sonic is all slanted, but kind of floating in the air.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn around here at 36. If we don't hit the kill plane, we should be good.
yeah, so having that skew gravity there meant he had to hold a very different angle than when he would normally have to. But it looks like he made it, hopefully.
Yeah, the weird thing about this is normally you want to actually be in bounce, and that allows you to skim the collision a lot better. And so if I didn't turn at the right time, it's going to be a lot more punishing now. But we'll see the stage load in here in just a couple seconds. It's also slightly slower to do this way, but it's really easy to have this happen.
There it is.
Okay, we're a little off. So I don't know if I'm going to have enough height to miss the collision, but we still should be okay. I just have to center up exactly because it's a lot less forgiving now.
There it is.
Okay.
Nice.
That was really close. That getting jerked at the end there was pretty scary. But
Yeah, it's so easy. That collision is actually a circle, and it'll slide you off the side sometimes, so I had to be really precise. All right, so we're coming up to the final boss, the showdown with Shadow. Fortunately, we can stun lock him over and over, because if you play this in your casual playthrough, like, it probably took you a few minutes to beat this boss, but it's one of the quickest when you do it correctly. So time's going to be coming up on the final hit here. I'll let you know.
how many
when.
hits is it again?
There's 5
5,
hits.
yeah.
All right.
So,
True power of chaos control.
1, 2,
3.
1 more hit, and time. I think that was the gold.
That was a good fight there.
yeah,
Let's
sick
go.
run.
All right. Well, unfortunately, I wasn't able to show off OBT, but I'm pretty happy with this run overall. We finished Hero Story. There's still so much more to this game. If you're interested with the parts with Shadow or anything like that, this entire game's an amazing speed run. So like I mentioned earlier, check out the SA2 SRC page or the Discord if you want to learn the game. I would absolutely recommend it. Community's great. Do you guys have anything you want to shout out?
Shout outs to you.
Yeah, shout out to you for having us.
Yeah, thanks
This was
guys
fun.
for coming. It was a lot better having you guys here. Also, I want to say special shout out to my fiance and good friend Tiff that came through. It's really cool to have people from IRL in the audience, so I appreciate the support. And this time next year, it will not be my fiance, she will be my wife. So I am super excited to marry you. And hopefully we'll be back at this event next year, married. That'll be awesome. So yeah, thanks so much GDQ for having us. the Dawn block is not over. I'm going to be hopping right over to the Breath of the Wild run on commentary. So I hope you're not tired of me yet, because there's still a little bit more. Yeah, thank you guys so much, and stay around for the next run.
I can't get rid of him that easy.